hide my panel. Okay, so you've been in Appulate before. You know it's appulate.com/sign-in. Do you know your password, or do you need me to send you a reset link?
Let me see.
Okay.
I don't have one, so you probably have to send me one.
Okay, let me do that really quick, just so you can follow along with me to make sure you have everything installed properly. Give me just a second. Okay, and your email is pam@gulfregionins.com.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a link. I just said that, so let me know when you get it and you reset your password. And if you don't get it, check your spam folder too. Sometimes it goes there.
I got it now. Just gotta.
Okay, perfect.
Down so I can do it. Okay. All right.
Okay, you're in? Okay. So when you log in, this is your main dashboard. You probably have some insureds in here already, but this is where you will find any insured that you work on. The first thing we want to take care of is we want to make sure that you have Appulate Uplink installed. So Appulate Uplink, it's a printer driver. So it's going to allow you to print your record forms into Appulate and duplicate any information from your record forms into Appulate. It kind of creates your insurance profile. So up in that top dashboard under Tools, click on Appulate Uplink. And then you want to just click on this big blue Download Uplink Driver button. I just want to make sure you have it. There's a good chance you already do. So if you get a message, let me know what that message says.
I have to open it up now. It says, welcome to Appulate Uplink Setup Wizard.
Yeah, so follow the prompts on that. Setup. You'll click Next. And then if you get this change, repair, or remove installation, then you already have Uplink.
No, it's telling me files and users and file and applications are using files that need to be updated by the setup. And it's telling me Microsoft Outlook.
Okay, so close your Microsoft Outlook. And then you can retry it because it does require Outlook to be closed.
I got to get Kenny to do this because I'm not the administrator on this thing.
Okay, that's totally fine. He'll just follow the prompts and install it if you don't already have it. Okay, and then he'll probably have to do the next one, but I do want to explain it. So back up on Tools, and you'll click on Appulate WebLink. So WebLink is a browser specific extension that allows you to bridge over duplicate data from Appulate to carrier portals.
That's the guy. I had to walk to the back to get Kenny because he's got to allow this on my computer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Allowing me into.
Downloading something.
Yeah, the Appulate link, but I have it.
What's their net good?
I don't know. Okay,
Just upload link.
okay.
Jessica, what are y'all walking through right now?
Just to set up. Didn't have had it there.
No, that's the website.
I thought that's one I clicked on before.
Jessica, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What process are y'all going through right now?
So we're just going through some basic setup. So I'm just making sure she has Uplink and WebLink installed. So Uplink is a printer driver, and then WebLink is taking duplicate data from Appulate and putting it into carrier portals for submissions.
I don't think we have anyone that works with web link.
For WebLink, right now I'm on the Uplink screen, but for WebLink, if she has this little green box with a little check mark, she already has it. I just wanted to make sure we review this so you guys have everything you need to be able to be successful in Appulate this time. Did I lose you guys?
No, she's having trouble seeing it. What is that? Oh, it says enter full.
There.
It says enter. Top right.
Oh, right here.
Green, the lettering's so little we can't really read it.
Here, do me a favor and go into Zoom and share your screen so I can see what it looks like. That might help.
How do you do that?
So you'll go back into the Zoom screen, and down at the bottom is a green share screen option. Just click on that, and then if you have multiple screens, you'll have to choose which one you want to share.
Very bottom.
Down here, okay. Now press share.
Let's see what I do.
There.
Okay. Okay, so this one, you'll click on that download Uplink driver button. I don't know if you have gone through this, but you said you needed Kenny to help you with this one. So click on that, and then you'll open up that file. Click next. Okay, so I think you already have this. Usually it wouldn't take you to this page. So do you by chance have just like a PDF on your desktop to open up really quick?
Just like just a plain PDF file?
Yeah, any PDF. We're gonna click the print button and just make sure you have the printer on there without going through the actions.
Any documents?
Yeah, any PDF. And then once you have that PDF open, click your print button. Perfect. You can cancel out of this screen rate. Yeah, this Appulate Uplink screen. Go back to your cord, sorry. Okay, click your print button. And
Okay,
then drop down your printers. Yep, drop down your printers to the left. Right now it says Microsoft Print to PDF. Drop that down and go up. Okay, so you do have Appulate Uplink as a printer. Perfect, that's what I wanted to make sure.
Okay, so I can cancel out of this?
Yep, you can cancel out of this and go back into Appulate. Okay, so now go back up to Tools and choose the last one, Appulate Web Link. Okay, so you're going to click on Get Extension. You don't have it yet, so click on this. This one's super quick. You'll just click on that blue Get button. And then Add Extension. All right, perfect. We're good on this one. So you can just click out of this tab up top and go back into Appulate.
Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Is that going to be something on this computer for me to see?
No, so you're good with your downloads. This was already, it was downloaded successfully.
Oh,
this one's really quick. It really doesn't take you through any prompts or anything. It's just added on.
All right, so it added to my screen again. So is that where you want me to be?
Okay. Yes. So now we're just going to review markets. So we're going to go up top and on markets. That's in the middle. So click on selected really quick. So you guys probably have some in here because you've worked in here before. So selected, you want to think of as your agency's private library of markets. So you want this list to really represent who you are appointed with and who you represent. I'm sure you have a bunch of in here already, but if you guys ever want to add them and they're not in your list yet, go back up to markets and click on available from that drop-down menu. And this is where you can search for whoever you might be whoever you're appointed with. Like if you're with travelers, you can type in travelers in this little bar right here. And I might take over the screen from you just so I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so markets. And then you just search whoever you might be looking for. And then to the right-hand side is this little plus button. So that you click on that and they are added to your guys' library. So if you have new markets that you get appointed with and you want to add them, that's how you would add them.
Okay.
So the last piece of the setup is adding your credential information for markets that require it. And I highly recommend not skipping this step. It does take a little bit of time. It's a labor of love, but I promise you it's super beneficial to do it. So if you go to the upper right-hand corner, you'll click on your name. And down at the bottom is this market login section. This is where you can input your username, your password, and if applicable, a producer code. So if you're doing submissions in our system and you input your credential information, this will automatically log you into that portal. So if you're doing submissions and you don't do it, it's going to stop you and make you input that information. So highly recommend not skipping over this step. If it's grayed out, it's just because it doesn't require a username or password based on the submission style.
So I guess each company or broker, whatever I use, I have to go in and add my username and my password for each one of those?
For the ones that require it. So there were quite a few on your guys' market list that were email submissions. So that is going to be grayed out because there's no portal that you have to be logged into. But like Attune, or I can't remember who else you had on your list, but if it's not grayed out, you want to input your username because they have a portal that we will automatically log you in and duplicate all of the data that's in Appulate to that portal for you instead of stopping you and having you type in your credentials each time.
Okay, well, I got over 50 of them, so.
Okay, it is a labor of love, as I said, but this will just automatically log you in. If you and Kenny use, or your entire office uses the same login, it automatically defaults to use shared login. But if you have your own personal login for a portal, just drop this down and change it to use my login so nobody has access to your credentials.
All right.
Okay, and then you'll just click save, and that's really the last piece of setup. Any questions so far?
No, it's just to be trial and error.
Yes, I agree. So the last thing I really like to dive in on this part 1 training is Loss Runner. So as premium clients, you have access to Loss Runner, which allows you to request loss runs on behalf of your insured directly to the marketplace. So, and most people start with loss run requests anyway. So if you're working on a new business client and their current agent is giving them a hard time and not coughing up those loss runs, this is a great way to bypass that agent and go straight to the market. So there's 2 ways to add insureds into Appulate. I'm going to show you the manual way today, and then when we have our part 2 training, I'll show you how to uplink your Accord forms. So we're just going to click on add new customer or prospect right here. And then I'm going to put some basic information in here for time's sake. And stop me if you have any questions. I'm going to click create. You have to assign a line of business. So let's just say it's commercial auto. The effective date, you can change this right here. It automatically defaults to 30 days after the current date. So if you need to change that, you can use the calendar tool. And then you'll just click continue. And then you're taken to this smart Q&A section. So again, I put very minimal information in here, so there's really not much in here. Just a couple things. So this is your master insured tab. There's also a contact section in here, or if you need to edit anything, this is where you would go. So I'm going to add a contact just so they're in here. I'll just add myself. Okay. This is your this is your submission tab, excuse me. It's labeled with the line of business that you're working on, the effective date, and the current status of your submission. If you come back and you end up needing to actually change your effective date, you can just click on the date and change it to whatever you need it to be. And then the last thing I like to do, I like to add my contact to the main record just to begin with, so they're there. So just click on no main contact to the right and add them. So loss runs, we're going to go to the left-hand side, click on loss runs. And then we have to fill out our prior carrier information. So we're going to click on edit insurance history. And then let's say they were with Hartford. I'm going to type in a little bit of Hartford, and then I'm going to wait for this list to appear to choose from. So the reason why you have to choose from this list is because we have specific fax numbers and emails associated with these carriers. So just make sure you're kind of waiting for that to show up. Say they were with them for a couple of years. And then maybe Travelers for a year. And then I'll just get rid of these ones if you don't need them. And click save. So Hartford will combine, if they're with them for multiple years, they will combine on this page. So let's say for Travelers, you already have those loss runs and you just want to attach them in the to Appulate for your submission. So we're going to go to the right-hand side and just click on these 3 little dots right here and upload our loss runs. Easy enough, they're there for you. But let's go back to that difficult agent who isn't giving loss runs to the client, and you need to get the submission out. Loss runs are holding you up. So we're going to go with Hartford to the right-hand side and click on Send Loss Runner. And then the request type will automatically default to Letter of Authorization. That's because this is the most commonly used request type in our system. And it does require the insured to sign it because ultimately it's a letter from the insured directly to the carrier, giving the carrier permission to return loss runs to you as the agent. So again, completely bypassing that difficult agent. It's not a letter from you because the carrier would tell you you can't do this. It's actually from the insured, which is ultimately their client. So if you drop this down, there's also more options. There's a broker of record letter, agency loss run request letter, and insured loss run request letter, but I'm going to go through this letter of authorization with you. So starting at the top, Appulate will populate your insured's information. If this is ever red, just click on the pencil. It'll tell you what you need to fill out. It's followed by the market that you're requesting loss runs from, including this editable destination right here. So if you click on the pencil and drop this down, you can see that there are multiple ways, fax numbers and everything. So you do have a little diligence on your side to make sure that the fax number and the email is accurate to request those loss runs from. Some carriers are dependent on regions or even line of business. So just make sure you choose the correct email or fax number for your loss run request. And then it's followed by the policy number and the policy period for the insured. And then it concludes with the body of the letter itself, which provides the market with the return destination being yourself as the agent. And then your insured's information will be down below. Again, if this is ever red, just click on the little pencil. It'll tell you what's missing. And then you'll click send. And then this will get sent to your insured via a mobile-friendly link so they can open it up on a phone, tablet, computer, whatever technology they use. They will open it up, click a link, and then it takes them to sign this. They do, in order for this to work, they do have to electronically sign it. It's kind of like DocuSign just through Appulate. Once they sign it, this signed letter will automatically get sent to this destination that you confirmed earlier in the letter. So you don't have to come back into Appulate after your insured signs it and push any buttons. It just automatically gets sent out for you. I always like to tell people to check this little box right here. So let's say in 10 days, you don't have your loss runs back from the marketplace after the signed letter gets sent out. So in 10 days, Appulate will send out another signed letter on your behalf. So again, no buttons to push, it just automatically gets sent out. So you'll click send and okay. Appulate will track and timestamp all actions related to loss running, with the exception of when you get those loss runs back from that market. So once your insured signs it, this circle will be completely filled in with green, and it'll say signed by insured, and then another line that says sent to this destination. So you'll get those loss runs back probably through email, and to shut off that automatic reminder to just send another signed letter out, you just want to come back in here and attach it. If your insured is taking a while to sign this, we also have this little bell to the right-hand side. You can remind them. Just to show you, this is what the letter looks like before a signature is involved. And again, once you get those loss runs back, you want to attach them by going to those three little dots and uploading your loss runs. And this also timestamp who uploads the loss runs and when. I know a ton of information for you. Do you have any questions so far?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's just gonna, I'm old school, so it's gonna take a while to get used to all this.
Yeah, I mean, and change is hard for anybody really. So I completely understand, you know, changing the way you do things is not an easy task. It's easy to just do what's comfortable for you. So I completely understand. I was an account manager for 8 years before I came onto Appulate. So I definitely get kind of just doing what's comfortable for you. But taking the time in Appulate and just kind of going through the motions, I promise you, it does help with saving some time and manually inputting some things, which is our part 2 training. But that's why I kind of like to split it up, because part 1, there's enough information just in part 1. I don't want to overwhelm you. So I like to take a little bit to get you comfortable, and then we'll move on to part 2. You already have that scheduled, I think, for tomorrow, actually.
Right, yeah.
Yes. So, but that's really it for today. Do you have any questions for me? I'm recording this, so Once we get off, I will convert it over into YouTube link so you can refer back to it anytime and send it over to you.
Do you all have like a tutorial that I could go to on my own time to look and read and show examples on things, or just?
Yeah, so my favorite place to start is if you go up into help in Appulate, click on video tutorials. These are quick little YouTube videos that show you how to do certain things. So you can definitely go through and watch these videos. There are several in here. So from submission styles, which you haven't seen yet, but I will show you, you can go in here and watch these if you want. Or there's a lost runner tutorial, adding your markets, anything you want to learn. There are quite a few videos in here.
Okay, that's because sometimes, when I got a few minutes, I can always go in there and, and see, to look at examples and things like that.
Yes. Also, if you ever want to, you're kind of stuck, you just want to refresh your brain and see the system again, I'm happy to do training with you, obviously. But if you want to sign up for webinars, I host premium webinars every Tuesday, so you can kind of sit back and watch the system again. They're free, there's no cost or anything. It's just a way for you to kind of just watch me take you through the system.
Okay.
But yeah, video tutorials, probably my favorite section in here for help and guidance.
All right. All right.
And yeah, that's really it for today. So I don't really have anything else. So I am excited for tomorrow's training. It's a lot of information. Again, I will record it so that you can refer back to it. But if you have an insured that you want to actually work on tomorrow, bring them. And after I show you how to utilize the submission types, we can work on it together with you taking control and me kind of guiding you, or we can save that for another time as well. I'm happy to guide you on submissions when you have an insured available.
All right, and then how would I do that? I just email you a copy of a quote or something, or?
No, so you would just have your records ready, and we can work on them. I will turn the screen over to you, and you can take the control and do the steps. I find that most people, including myself, learn by actually doing the steps themselves, and I will just be here as a voice and guidance. Instead of me showing you how to do it, you're actually doing the motions.
So I would have to have an accord, like if I got a renewal coming up, I would have to have my accords that I did in our system to work with into this.
Yeah, you don't have to have accords. It's just we can manually add them like you saw me do today. But if you have accord forms ready, it will duplicate that information from your accord forms and input it into Appulate. So it kind of automatically creates your insurance profile without you having to do the manual work in Appulate.
Okay, I guess I don't understand when you said if I have the accord apps already, it's going to import into Appulate. So do I download it into Appulate or something? Or?
Yeah, I'll show you how to. I'll show you that really quick. So when you have completed accord forms, going back into my Appulate, I'm sharing my screen with you again. You would just open up your accord forms, click your print button, and then print it into Appulate uplink. You'll click your print, and then a pop-up shows up asking you to validate your credentials. You'll type them in, or if you have them saved, that's great. And you'll just click send. And then Appulate will open and ask you to confirm the desired line of business that you want to work on. So if you drop this down, I uplinked an Accord 130. So the system is smart enough to know that my Accord 130 most likely applies to these 5 different lines of business. If it doesn't fit what you need, you have access to all of our lines of business as well. I'll just click on work comp and you'll click continue. And then you're taken to the smart Q&A section. So it created my insurance profile without me having to do the manual work in the system. It's just on my Accord forms. You can see the payroll transferred over because it was on my Accord forms, the location. That way I don't have to do double duty and type in that information again.
Okay. All right then. I guess I'll just have to play with it and everything.
Yes,
I think
it does take some time, but if you continue to play with it and just, you're not going to break anything, so feel free to just, create a test client or something like that. You're not going to break anything.
Okay. All right, then I think I got the one tomorrow for 1:30.
Yes, tomorrow. Yes, because are you Central Time or East Coast?
I'm Central.
Okay, yep, 1:30. I got you down. I'm West Coast, so I'm on Pacific Time. But yep, 1:30 your time tomorrow. I will talk to you then. If you have any questions in the meantime for the rest of the day, just let me know. I'm widely available today, so.
All right, then. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye.